Hello, Professor Usko. This is Yamini Srujana Kahuri, and I belongs to team number 3. And I'm going to and my variant is number 3. And today we are going to present about the final and the third part of our project, that is integrating our graphical user interface with the database we created previously in the past two parts. So, in my variant 3, according to variant 3, we have few constraints that should be satisfied and that should be uh, able to present. The first constraint is display all terms with all the co-attributes in the current database. And coming to the other one, selection of a term and display all the students who are enrolled into various courses during this particular term. The other one is selection of term and displaying all the courses that are available in that term. And the fourth one is remotely add one more term to our database. And also the final one is remotely remove the selected term from our database. In this way, we are going to present all the 5 constraints without any fail. Here, initially in our first one, we have created database with various tables according to our requirement. So, according to my project requirement, I need courses table, majors table, students table, and terms table. These 4 are all the tables that are required for my variant, especially in my project. So, coming to the courses table, here I have created a table with different columns as per the requirement. They are course ID, course name, course department, course section, and the course instructor. For example, consider here we have advanced programming as course name. Its course ID would be 502 and it belongs to computer science department, and the section 1 is taught by Professor Scott Williams. In this way, we will get different details of that particular course if we give either course name or course ID to fetch the details. Coming to the other one, majors table. This majors table, I created this majors table with only 2 columns. One is major ID and the other one is major name. Major is nothing but the which department we are belonging to, or which department that particular subject is belonged to. So, for example, the major name is Computer Information Systems. Its ID would be as simple as its pre-abbreviated, that is CIS. Similarly, CS for Computer Science and DS for Data Science. So the other one is Students Table. Here I created Students Table with different number of columns as per my requirement in my variant. So in the Students Table, I have taken Student ID, Student Name, Major ID, Course ID, Term Name, and Term Year as columns. So in this, let us consider, here we have the first name as Bini and her student ID is 1 and she belongs to CS department, CS, which is Computer Science department, and she took course number 502, which is Advanced Programming according to our database, and in the term fall and in the year fall 2022. Similarly, we can see for all the other students, so we can easily get this, get the data of of each student very easily by creating like these tables. Coming to the final table, it's terms table. Terms table, I created terms table by taking 3 columns, term ID, term name, and term year. So, term name, let it be fall. So, its ID would be number 1 and it belongs to the year 2022. So, fall 2022 has its ID as number 1. Similarly, December interim. December interim has its ID as 2 and its term year is 2022. Like this way, we can get the details of the term by its ID, and also we can get the details of the terms by their names also. So here, in order to integrate the database and also the graphical user interface, we use PHP coding techniques to to get what we deserve. Actually, here I'm showing here display of all terms with all the core attributes in the current database. So here we are selecting from courses table, we are selecting all the columns as per the table that we have taken previously. The the columns names should be as same as the columns name in the previous database tables. If any difference is there, we may not get the output. So this is for displaying of all terms. Coming to the display, the other one, PHP code for selection of a term and display all courses offered in that particular term. Again, consider the courses table where we would select course ID, course name, course department, course section, course instructor, term name from that particular table and give as an input. So here also same thing. All the column names must be same as the column names of the terms table. I mean the column names of the database tables. So if anything is bit different, you'll definitely get an error and output would be definitely not generated. It should be as same as that. Even the capitals and small letters must be same. So coming to the next one, PHP code for displaying for selection of term and displaying all the students enrolled into various courses during this particular term. So in this also, we are selecting here the students, selecting the term and also the students. So from students table, we are going to select the student ID, student name, major ID, course ID, term ID, and term name. So we are selecting all the columns from the student table as it is without any spelling mistakes or without any corrections from database to this. This is the PHP code. We are taking an input from the student table and we'll get output as of student along with the student ID, student name, major ID, course ID, term ID, and term name. So the other constraint is remotely addition of one more term to our database. In order to add any term, this is the PHP code that we are using in this project. So we are going to select it from firstly config PHP code that is available from our course website and we downloaded from it. And here we are inserting the data according to our terms table. As we are adding terms, we are going to insert the data according to the terms tables columns. So in our terms table, we took 3 columns, that is term ID, term name, term year. So as it is will be taken here. Here also no spelling mistakes and no corrections can be done. So that values also should be given according to the order of columns. So let us consider term ID as 11, term name as summer, term year as 2025. In this order only, 11 summer 2025. In this way only we will give the inputs. This is the PHP code for remotely addition of one or more terms or one more term into your database. Coming to the other one, final one, remotely removing the selected term from our database. In order to remove the particular term from our database, this is the PHP code we use. And this also considers the config PHP file that we downloaded from our course website. And from that, we'll consider here terms table and we'll enter the term ID so that the term with that particular ID would be completely deleted from our database. After deletion of term, we will get an pop-up as term deleted. Similarly, when we add the term, we will get a pop-up, one item added. So, in order to integrate both this graphical user interface and PHP coded database, uh, we use a server called FileZilla server. So here we use the FileZilla client mode, and the home page of this FileZilla server mode looks like FileZilla client mode looks like this. And in order to connect this FileZilla, get connected to this FileZilla, we should use VPN to connect to this. So VPN is also provided in our course website according to our university, and we connected to this FileZilla by this VPN. So on connecting to the FileZilla with the VPN, it will ask our host username and password along with the port number. So after connecting to the VPN, the host name can be given, and the username and password will be our Bradley ID and Bradley password, and the port in general we take 22. And after giving all these details, we'll click on Quick Connect, and the host would be sftp.playground.bradley.edu. After clicking on Quick Connect, we'll automatically we can see our folder displaying on the FileZilla homepage like this. And this is because this page is connected to our database that we created on the Playground server. So it looks like this. And in this FileZilla homepage, after coming to the FileZilla, we should click on our folder with our name. That is, here my name is displayed as Y Kahuri. I'm clicking on that, and I'm creating a directory called public HTML. So we will drag the files, PHP files from our system into this public HTML to connect those, connect the graphical user interface and also the database and create the prototype. So let us test how it works. And in order to test whether our prototype is working or not, just enter the IP address playground.bradley.edu slash ykauri slash and enter it. You will get the page displayed created by us like this. So according to our constraints, firstly, display all terms. So on clicking the show button here, we'll get the we can see all the outputs displayed in our database like this. Now, select a term and display all the students enrolled into the various courses during this time. So here I am selecting the term ID as 1. It would be fall 2022 according to my database. The output would be displayed like this. Now coming to the third one, select a term and display all the courses offered in that particular term. So in order to do that, I'm selecting the term ID, and it is displayed all the courses available in that term. So here we can see in this particular fall 2022, here term ID is number 1. It is algorithms, advanced computer architecture, artificial intelligence, and agile software engineering are displayed like this. Now, creation of new term. removal of term. In this removal of term, here we are near the remove term, we are giving the term ID so that it removes that particular term from our database. So that here I am giving the term ID as number 11. So the term with the term ID would be removed here. And after removing, we will get a pop-up like term deleted as shown. And in our database, the term 11 will be deleted permanently like this. Now coming to this, it's creation of new term. In order to create new term, we must enter all the values here according to the columns in the database. So creation of new term requires the term ID. Here I'm giving the term ID as 10 and the term name as summer and the term year as 2024. And clicking on submission button, we'll get a pop-up window that item added to your database. So here we can check in our database, we can find that the final, at the bottom, the final term is added with the term ID 10 and it is summer in the year 2024. Thank you.